Hello everyone, welcome to TECKS Conference Knowledge Series. Thank you for joining today's webinar session. I am Priyadarshini, the webinar coordinator at TECKS eConference. TECKS eConference is the leader in organizing online conferences and has been helping entrepreneurs, marketers and professionals to achieve their goals. Today, we are going to learn about conversion rate optimization presented by Mr. Arvind Chaurasiya. Arvind is the founder and CEO of Promarketo digital marketing agency. He is a Google, Microsoft, and HubSpot certified digital marketing professional. He examines the needs of the clients, analyzes the problem, and creates manageable solutions for business growth. He also helps to improve your business profitability by enhancing the marketing structure and strategy to get a fantastic return of income. Arvind studied international finance and business management at PTU, Jalandhar, and proceeded to work in a fast, upscale environment of offshoring outsourcing industry, ushering clients' delight. He is highly passionate about digital marketing with the encouragement of his daily work and clients' feedback. In his free time, he loves to engage with business leaders, entrepreneurs, and code breakers. He enjoys writing about digital marketing, leadership, motivation, and youth empowerment. Now, without further delay, we will join the session with Mr. Arvind. Hi Arvind, welcome to TECKS eConference Knowledge Series. It's our pleasure to have you here.
So hello guys, as Priya has already introduced me, my name is Arvind Chaurasiya, right? And I'm going to present this webinar on conversion rate optimization. See, we are doing a lot of things today, right? Being a marketer, before that, I can see 11 participants over here. So how many of you are practicing digital marketing as of now? Can you type DM if you're practicing it? Type DM, okay. We do a lot of things, right? Like we do SEO, we do social media, we do paid ads, and a lot of things, right? In order to get the results, right? When things come for conversion, right? We need to understand what is this conversion, how we can optimize it to get better result for us, for our clients, for any of the businesses, right? So let's start. Little bit about me. I think I have Priya has already introduced me. But basically, I started my career as a digital marketer, right? From doing SEO, later on I learned paid, and now I'm working on marketing automation, right? And as of now, I'm heading a company called Promarketo Digital Marketing Agency, right? Here we are having a team, and we are providing end-to-end services for digital marketing. So this is the index for today. What we're going to learn first: conversion rate optimization. Before that, we're going to learn what is conversion rate. To convert, we need to have a marketing mindset. So we're going to have idea about the marketing mindset as well, right? Also, we're going to talk about how we can create some engagement for any of your posts, your landing pages, your like whatever the content you're producing for that, right? Then we also going to talk about best user experience, because conversion is totally depend on engagement, and engagement depend on user experience. Then we're going to understand what is CRO process completely, right? Where we'll talk about leads nurturing and lead scoring. We're also going to talk about what is resale, right? Upsell and cross sell. So see, the common objective of any digital marketing campaign is maybe you're going to work for engagement, you're going to drive traffic, you're going to work for awareness, authority, or brand trust, right? And also, if you're the business owner, you'll be more concerned on conversion, right? So let's understand what is conversion rate. First, we need to understand what is conversion rate, right? So see, conversion can be of two types, right? One is macro and another is micro. But let's understand the conversion rate first. See, any event, right, is happening on your website that will get recorded, right? So here, suppose this is like a e-commerce site. There 500 sessions are happening, right? And 5,000 sessions are happening. Out of that, you are getting just 500 orders confirmation. It means your conversion rate is 10%. Means your total session, right, and the number of conversion happened on over your website. When you take the ratio of it, you get the conversion. Suppose 500 orders and 5,000 session. So once your order get, I mean conversion get divided by the number of session, you get the conversion rate, right? Now it's a process. We need to learn to work on conversion. We need to understand the process. So we're going to learn the process first. Before that, I want to let you know what are the conversion and type of the conversion, right? So we have covered this conversion. Now type of the conversion, like one is macro conversion, like purchasing a product from the site, right? Requesting a quote. If you're in service industry, you may be aware about it when you go ahead and ask the quotation for the services, right? Or you go and subscribe any of the services. Where the micro conversion, I mean the very small kind of conversion, where you're signing up for email list, subscribing a ebook, right, creating an account, or adding a product to the cart. These comes under micro conversions. See, now we're going to talk about marketing mindset. Why? I mean, being a successful marketer, you need a mindset. See, we focus a lot on strategies, tools, techniques in marketing, but sometimes what will happen, your own like mindset give you a lot traction for your brand, to services, whatever you're offering, right? So we need to understand the exact mindset that will help you to understand your market, and based on understanding of the market, you can go ahead and do the relevant kind of like campaigns that will give you a lot of traction for your brand or services, right? Now the question is how to develop marketing mindset, right? So being a marketer, you need to understand all the time that let's not focus on sale, right? Always highlight the value which you are giving with your product or services, because this is something gonna make difference with your competitors. People are more concerned about this value which you are delivering to them, right? So you need to understand what kind of value you are delivering with your product or services, right? Here for the marketers, one more important thing is that they need to understand, right, how to convey that value to the end users or their customers or their prospects, right? Like how best you are presenting your unique selling proposition to your prospects, right? Then once you start doing this, there will be objections also. I mean, we call it sales objections, right? People will deny you, people will not like you, people will say I'm not looking for it, or a lot of things, right? So you need to know how you can overcome all those sales objections, right? So whenever you get any objection, always try to respond. Do not react on it, right? Because you never know, maybe your prospect is not aware about all those values which you are delivering with your product or services. So always respond, right? Take your time, do some research on that how to reply those questions, and then go ahead with a responding mode, right? And try to talk about your values, what values you are offering them. Sometimes people will ask you like, your service cost is too much, I'm not looking for that much, right? Now you need to shift their mindset, because here we're talking about the mindset. Why it is too much for him? Maybe he's not aware about the exact value which you are going to deliver. If value is having some really worthful, right, then they are ready to pay any amount. So you need to know how you can convey your value with the product or services, right? Mainly this comes in sales department, but sometimes what would be needed that you need to talk with the sales people also to understand the exact market, how the prospects are reacting with it, and based on that you need to work on your campaign as well, right? There is one more concept called value pricing. This is very much important. Sometimes what will happen when you go and meet with the clients as a freelancer or as a business owner, agency owner, right? they are having a product which is having no value, but they are having a price which is highly, I mean, bigger than what the expectation, right? So sometimes you need to talk with the people and the business owners, convince them what should be the pricing, because pricing is one of the most important factor for your conversion, right? So always be clear with value pricing, right? See why this is important. The mindset for marketing is, sometimes what will happen, right? When you go for any kind of campaign, whether it's a paid campaign, let's say social media campaign, right? You need to understand the audience first, their need, and if that need is getting fulfilled by your client product or services, or your product or services, then you can connect them in a better way, right? And then you can make your ad campaign, or like any kind of campaign, a very relevant to that, and that will give you some traction out of that, right? Let's move to next slide. So once you have the mindset, now you need to work on user experience, right? Because if you are not providing the user experience to your the visitors, they are not going to take any action on your website. And to create the user experience, we need to work on the content, right? We need to create a quality content, a content that makes sense to the people, that can relate with their the feelings, right? One more thing, why we are talking about the experience always. See, sometimes people will work on the data. They will show a lot of data in their blog. They will show in ad copies. But one thing is very sure, right? People are always remember your experience, what experience you are offering them, what experience they are having on your website, what experience they are having on your pages. So that is something makes sense for conversion or taking an action on the pages, right? See, in this user experience section, one most important thing is that mobile devices. The number of user of the mobile devices, I mean mobile users, are increasing like anything, right? So you need to make sure your landing pages, your web pages must be mobile responsive, because it's a mobile responsive, then people are accessing your web pages from there, and they may take action over there. And it is literally happening. If you finding out any of the like restaurant or any services nearby you, you pull up your phone and try to find it out, and based on that you make a call, right? Or you try to submit the form so that you get a call back, right? So make sure you're working on user experience. For working on user experience, there's a few tricks that you can apply in your content, like give emotional hooks to your content, right? Creating a content that will give feeling of belonging, right? Suppose you go and start creating ad copy, ad post, a very personalized kind of, like let's say if you're targeting a segment of entrepreneurs or like the business owners, then go ahead and start your say, dear entrepreneurs, dear business owners, this is something I'm offering for you that's going to help you out with this and this problem and all, right? So this will create a emotional hook to them, right? Then you can also leverage FOMO, we call fear of missing out something, right? Like offer ends in 24 hours, offer valid only for one day. So this kind of things will help user to take action immediately, right? As soon as they see that something the content is telling about their need, what they are looking for, right? Then this kind of FOMO strategies will help them to take action immediately, right? Also, once you try to target the young audience, always go with the humor. You use humor in your content, whether it's a blog content, ad copy, a post copy, right? Or even on creative also, right? Sometimes you talk about the giveaway also, like a lot of brands do a lot of giveaways, right? So you need to work on there as well. In this user experience only, you may have noticed on e-commerce sites, right? There's another strategy called assistive experience, which we being a marketer decide to give to the users. Suppose you go and browse any product on any e-commerce sites, they will show you best selling product first, right? Because they're not aware, they're not sure what you're looking for, right? So this is gonna help them like finding out the best trending product or best selling product, and if they are looking out of any sort of those products, they can select it and buy it immediately. Then so browsing history, what will happen, sometimes you go that time, you that day you are not in a mood to buy something, but you try to find some product, right, and you show it and leave it and go back to your work, right? After some time, when you are having a mood to buy something, right, so we can help them by showing them the browsing history on the e-commerce pages or any of your pages, right? That will help them to remind like what they have left previously, right? Then the cart display, sometimes what will happen, you select the product, right, but you change your mind and you don't buy it, right? That will be in your cart. So the e-commerce companies are shooting you an email stating that, hey, this is a reminder for you missed some product in your cart, you may be looking for checkout, right? So these all are helping them, these all tricks and tips are like assisting them to take an action on their web pages, right, and also ensuring the user experience. Sometimes what will happen, you start educate the consumer about your product or services. That will give them a feeling of knowing the products, right, that help that lead to generate some trust, and based on that they may go and take an action on your offerings, right? This concept, ADA, we call it AIDA. I always talk about it, right? So, see, most of the marketers are knowing this concept, but very few are using it. But whoever is using it, they are getting good result out of it, right? What will happen? You create any content, whether it's a blog content, whether it's a post copy or ad copy. Make sure the very first line, right, capture your attention. Audience attentions, right? If they are seeing something on Facebook, right, they are scrolling it down or up, they must stop that, because your ad copy, very first few lines of your ad copy is grabbing the attention of them, right? Then you talk about the interest. You may bring some insightful stories or like insightful data that belong to them, and that can help them to read about it, right? And this is something, right? Suppose they got interested about your product or services, what you are offering, right? Then they try to connect with their desire. Are they really looking for these things or not? If they're looking for that, then they will go ahead and take an action, right? Then you may give a quite good call to action, right? See, this is important just because attention always leads to interest, right? And interest leads to desire. And once you have a desire, then you may take an action. Once you take the action, that will be the part of conversion, right? For example, last year, I was doing a campaign for one of my clients, right? And the client they were giving, providing the admission to the European countries. The MBBS admission. You can see study MBBS in St. Lucia and pursue PG in USA. So we try to create a content something like that, and we got, amazing results. We invested around 1.2 lakh rupees, and we got 13x of that amount as a return, right? So this is like we created one campaign, one ad copy, but we use 4 to 5 ad creatives. When I'm saying ad creatives, it means I'm talking about this image, right? And this is the ad copy. So last year in August we started and we did it. The season was off season because for MBBS admission it started by May end, right? And it goes till August and September. So we started in August, and even though we did a very good performance for this ad, right? So you may try this ad a concept, it will give you value. Now, CRO, conversion rate optimization, how we can ensure the best conversion on the website, on the landing pages for our clients, for our business, or for anyone, right? So there's a few methods. Today I'm going to cover only one method. That's called tracking down user behavior. Quantitative data analysis. What will happen? CRO. You get some sort of traffic on your website or your from like website visitors or mobile visitors, right? So in this step, I'm gonna let you know that you can execute your CRO in awareness stage. I mean, when you are running any sort of awareness campaign over there, people are coming your website trying to understand your product or services, right? So make sure they are going to engage with you. And what kind of visitor can be? Sometimes the anonymous visitor, about them you have no idea. Sometimes they're coming and filling your contact form or subscribing your newsletters or something. That time they are getting identified, and based on that your sales team approach them, you convince them, and then you sell them, right? Now this is the one way. Now the problem is how we can track anonymous visitor on our website, right? We are getting visits from like mobile users and web users as well. So we're gonna learn how we can do it. So CRO in awareness stage. What will happen once any user coming to your web page, you can track them down, right? Let's say they are anonymous visitor. You have no idea who they are, right? So there's a lot of ways, there's a lot of marketing tools that gonna help you find out who they are and how you can engage with them. For example, see, this is the anonymous user come to your website. Now your goal is to make them identify first, right? For that, what you can do, you may go and work on behavior tracking with a few tools. There you can create the segment, then you can give them on-site pop-up to engage them, like say that you are tracking them by your by their IP addresses, right? And you can open a pop-up form asking that submit your like email ID or phone number. Now here's the very something that you need to work on. There's a tools that will give you idea which IP is coming on which page of your website. Suppose I'm having a digital marketing company, so I may notice sometimes like people are coming and browsing my social media pages. So I can easily understand, okay, this particular IP is looking or to learn more about this content, or somewhat he is related to this, right? Then what I can do is I can track it out, right? Whenever next time he gonna come to visit, right, I can open a pop-up in front of him that, hey, I think you're looking for some more information about social media services. Please drop down your email address. Will deliver you some valuable content, right? So once he gonna submit the email ID, you have already set up the triggers, right? Now you got the email ID. You may ask his name also. The motto is you are going to identify that anonymous visitor, right? For that you can do website chat, right? Leads, I mean this visitor scoring also, right? The only motto is to identify your that anonymous visitor, right, in awareness stage. Second is, now once you got the email ID or name, right, now what you can do is you go ahead and try to create some engagement with it, right? Like delivering some content, deliver some useful insights, some case studies in order to engage that particular identified contact, right? Again, you can build multiple campaigns, right? I'm talking about the email campaigns, right? This will help you to engage them and nurture them for the next process, right? Once they get identified, then you go for the pitch your services or for the product to buy them, right? So here, whenever you go for this targeting for identified customer, make sure you are working on a very good content. Means whatever the content you are delivering in their email, that may have some call to action, right? A good call to action, like showing a videos or downloading any assets. Assets means like any ebooks or something, right? And that can add value to their initial stage, because if you are delivering some values in their initial stage only, they may feel connected with your brand and services, right? And here your main goal would be pre-qualifying the prospect. You know more about him before pitch your product or services. Now once you got the lead, you go ahead and nurture it. There's a few options, the tools that will help you to do the lead nurturing and lead scoring as well, right? Suppose what will happen, you go and talk about how you can add value with your product or services to that particular person's lives or their businesses, right? For example, see, this lead nurturing is going to help you in making your all cold leads hot for sales. Like lead nurturing and scoring will help your sales representatives, right, dump cold leads from their list to hot leads. That is something that's gonna help them, right? For this kind of campaign, you can do with the help of brief campaign or autoresponders. In next slide, I think I have given an example. Yes, here it is. Example of brief campaign. What will happen as soon as somebody came to a website as an anonymous user, you try to find out the email ID or try to make him identify contacts. He submit his email ID. Then suddenly you send a welcome email, right? If he opens, then you send what he is looking for. If he doesn't open, then you can send him reminder, right? Next time, if even he's not opening, then you can send some video link. He may be not interested in reading all those your text content, so he may go ahead and give you videos, right? So like this, you have to plan complete journey of your user, right? What you want from them, what action you want to take for your whole campaign, right? So here you can decide what kind of action that you want to take a user on your website or about your web pages. So now here you find out the customer name, email address, right, and services he's interested in. Based on that, you try to create an engagement, next level of talking or meeting or anything, right? So with the help of email nurturing, email campaign or drip campaign, you go and do it and make them sales ready. And then you can pitch your product or services. Based on that, they will buy your product or services, right? Then here, once they buy your product, then what next? What next you can do? What you can do is you can resell your product to them if it's resellable products, right? Then you can also work on upsell and cross sells, right? Like suppose I am the user, I was looking to buy a jeans, right? I bought it. As soon as I bought it, you again send me some a cool shirts, right? And try to upsell it, right? So this kind of a strategy always you need to work on in order to increase your conversion rate on your website for your client and for your business as well, right? Later on, you go ahead and ask the feedback. Like small companies, they try to reach out with the personalized messages to their target audience and target customers and try to find out some feedback about it. That will create engagement directly, right, with the brand and that particular customer, right? If you're in service industry, you can also ask the referrals, right, and show some gratitude all the time, like thank you. Always you start saying thank you, let me know if anything that I can do for you. So these kind of things you can do with this 5-step CRO process. So now the whole journey. Previously, a visitor landed on your website, right, with the phone or like website. They become anonymous visitor, then identified customer, identified contacts. Then you try to nurture them, and they become your customers. And then next, what you can do, repeat your sale, right, cross sale, upsell, or increase the ticket size. What will happen sometimes, you give a good result to any of your clients in a first shot, right? Later on, you can go ahead and you say that, sir, we did this much, right, and we got 20% of conversion out of it. This time I'm planning something that's going to give you 30%, 35% of conversion, right? And for that, I'm going to give this plan, and for that, I'm going to charge this much of amount, right? So in this way, you can easily increase your ticket size as well, right? Now, see, whatever the process we talked about, for that, you need to spend a lot of time behind it, right? You need to create the drip campaigns, you need to track all those IP addresses, right? And a lot of things, right? You need to do some market research, you need to understand your target audience, each and everything that you need to do, right? See, there's one tool that can help you out with all these things. Like, you can track the digital behavior of your user. You can find out their footprints, from where they are coming, what action they are taking, what their IP address is, right? And you can automate all those trigger based on the event. Suppose if they are giving a click on any button, right, what should be the next thing, right? You can maybe deliver them some assets, downloadable assets, right, like ebook, like case studies or anything, right? This tool is having some cool features of drag and drop campaign builder functionality, right? Easy for that. I mean, this is easy for user, right? But here I'll show you this tool. I walk you through with this tool how you can use this tool for the proper conversion, right? Here you can create the cross channels as well, right? Cross devices, campaign management, email, SMS, and all those cool things that can bring a lot of conversion on your website, right? So this tool name is Eritic. It is having drag and drop email builder feature, right? 5+ decisions, like what kind of decision people are going to take on your website. You assume it and create your campaign, right, based on your target audience, that if they're landing on your web pages, what they're looking for. They are looking for getting some information, then create some assets, downloadable assets. If they are looking to buy your services, how you can deliver exact information, right, before pitching your services, right? Then you may have the conditions also. If user is saying yes, then what should be the next thing? If they are saying no, then what should be the next things, right? There is also 25+ actions, like buy now, sell now, view more, visit your sites, visit your videos. I mean, a lot of things are there, right, that you can do. The first thing, you can create engagement based kind of CRO process in a very awareness stage only, right? So suppose you're working on engagement, right? So people should like, share. If they're liking and sharing, what kind of next content you can plan for them, right? Then if they're more driven by your product or services or information what you are delivering or the value what you are giving them, right, then instantly you can open the form asking their contact number and phone number, like name, email address, to initiate the chat or initiate the talk about pitching your product or services, right? And everything you can create over here. You just drag and drop, apply, and build it. Next, here, suppose any anonymous user is coming, how you can make them as identified contacts. If they're the contacts, maybe they are having the less interest, they are highly interested, or they are thinking about buying your product or services. Based on that, you can segment your contacts also, right? With the company's name, whatever the details you're going to capture. Suppose you capture my email ID, let's say Arvind@promarketo.com, then you can easily understand I belong to Promarketo, right? So you can create a segment out of that also. You can put me in a all company list where we are having the contact based on the companies, right? Also, there's opportunities like you need to find out what kind of content I'm liking. Based on that, you can create some more content to engage me on social media platforms or on your website or anywhere, right? Based on that, you can create the marketing stages also. Like, suppose I like your content, and right, you send me in email, I opened it. In that content, there's a call to action like to learn more, click over here. I click that, and then I may go back to on your landing page. There I find whatever I'm looking to buy it, right? Then again, I'm showing my interest to learn more about this product, right? And I may request a call back. So based on every event, there's a trigger, right? So here the lead scoring. Suppose initially I was having very less interest to buy your product or services, right? But you send me email, try to make me understand about that product or services, right? Then my interest gone up, right? Maybe it was let's say 10%, now it become 25%. Then one of your sales reps called me, right? And she explained all those things. Now I think that is around 70%, right? and then see, at that time I just denied, no, as of now I'm not looking for that, right? After some time, some days, you gonna shoot me an offer, like if the product cost is like 10,000 rupees, right? Now I'm gonna get 20% of discount. Then that time what will happen, my interest again go back to your product, right? And I'll try to buy that, right? So this kind of lead scoring and event trigger you can set in this tool. Another is email campaign. I mean, whatever I showed in this drip campaign, all those cool features are available over here. You can create your drip as per your product or services which you're gonna offer to your target audience. So everything is inbuilt in this tool. There's also one section called assets, where you create all those assets. Create, share, and measure, like downloadable assets, like you send some ebook, right? You create a forms, whatever forms you are liking, right? Some marketing messages, some email templates, push notification templates, right? All those things that you can create in one tool. This tool gonna help you out on all your CRO process. What next? Yes, one more section over here. You can monitor few things like your keywords, right? And your social mentions as well. Based on that, you can do some comparative analysis for which keywords, who's ranking in which segment, in which niche, right? So everything you can get it in one place. This is the dashboard. It looks like total contacts, identified contacts, anonymous visitor, each and everything. Active contacts, how many are coming to your page, trying to see the product or services, right? You can see new contacts, right? Then total segments, and this kind of the comparison report of 1 month. Everything is there in one platform. So I think as of now, this much. We came to summary over here. See, people are doing a lot of things, like they are doing search, they are doing paid, they are doing social, everything to generate the traffic, right? Having a traffic is good thing, but the end goal is not just having a traffic. Out of that, you need to have some conversion on your website, right? For that, you are going to use the marketing funnel or lead nurturing. For that, you are trying to do some newsletters, right? You try to optimize the user journeys, you're tracking them down, you're trying to provide best user experiences, right? And for that, you are creating quality contents, right? You are getting reviews that is leveraging some trust kind of things, right? And then you can go and offering some values. Based on that, you making them as a customer, and you're providing your services, and keep doing these things by doing resale, upsell, and all those activities, right? Yes, so now we are into question and answer section. Now please be open for your questions, right?
Yeah, Arvind, thank you for the wonderful presentation. The session was so informative. I believe the audience would have got great insights on conversion rate optimization. We will now go ahead and take some time for questions. Attendees, please type your questions in the chat box. Arvind, I have a question from my side. That is, how can I increase my conversion online?
Yeah, this is something we talked online only. See, to increase your conversion, first thing you need to identify what kind of users are coming to your website or to whom you're targeting. If you are targeting intentionally, right, then you must know your target audience first. If you know your target audience, then based on that you can create a landing pages, you can create your ad copies, ad creatives, right, and push all these ads in front of them, right? If your content is highly appealing, meeting their needs, right, what they are looking for and what you are offering, then I'm sure they're going to take some action on that, right? Once they take an action, they may visit your landing pages, which is already you have optimized. So whatever they're finding, they're gonna get over there, and based on that they take an action on your website, right? And then they will submit their contact number or like as a leads, or they're gonna buy directly from there. So this is something you can go ahead and create some this conversion kind of things, right? and you get the conversion online as well. Anything else?
Thank you so much. Thank you, Arvind. Thank you so much. Okay, there's another question, that is a good CTR a good pointer for better conversion, or conversion depends on what happens after clicking?
Yeah, I mean, see, CTR is important just because, I mean, just for analyzing your ad performance. If you're running any ads, right, or any post on social media, or you are running any ads on Google Ads as well, right? So this will click-through rate will make sure that your ad performance is quite good. But only your CTR cannot decide the conversion, right? Because conversion depends on a lot of factors like pricing, product quality, and all those things. Conversion depends on what happens after clicks. Exactly. What? Yeah, it depends on after clicks also. Suppose I clicked on that, right, and I landed somewhere where I'm not finding the right kind of things what I have shown in ad, right? So that's not going to give you conversion. If I mean, user is not going to take any action over there. So this is depending completely on I mean, clicking also, ad clicks also. No, it's not. Is it not necessary or mandatory to start paid campaigns? But what will happen? The paid campaigns will be enabling you to reach out your target audience quickly in less time, right? Showing what exactly you are selling or what you're exactly offering, right? And based on that, you can identify some relevant audience who may buy your product or services. So for that purpose, in less time, you can easily use the paid campaigns, right? Arvind, how important is copywriting with respect to CRO? Yeah, this is important because this is something, see, copywriting is something where people are going to interact or engage with that, right? And based on that, they are coming to your product page or service page where you are offering them, right? So the copywriting is something a very, I mean, initial hook that calling them on your landing pages to take an action. So this is important. That's what I explained, that AIDA concept, right? If your content is like grabbing the attention, right? If that is interesting, right, make them feel to buy something, I mean, talking about the desire, then based on that they're going to take an action. So copywriting is very much important.
Is there any questions you have to ask? Yeah, there's another question from Linda. It is, how we know the organic marketing on CRP?
I'm not sure about CRT. It's a CTR, click-through rate, right? And organic marketing, organic, you're talking about SEO? Linda, see, organic and paid, right? There's two concepts. One is like whatever traffic you get on a website without any paid promotion, that's called organic, right? And for paid, whatever the campaigns you're doing, like Google Ads and all, right? So you're talking about CTR. See, CTR, yes, CTR is important because, see, CTR is like how many people are seeing your ads, right? And out of that, how many people are clicking? I mean, click divided by your impressions and number of time people are seeing this, that decide your CTR. So CTR is very much important for ad performance. Also, we do, I mean, I personally do sites audit on live. So whenever you feel that you need get audit of your website for CRO process, you can contact me in person, right? And I'll help you to do that. Okay, perfect, Arvind.
It looks like we have covered all of our questions. And thank you so much for spending your precious time with us and sharing knowledge. We are very much delighted with your presentation. Thank you, Arvind. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.